want you to notice something. Look at your hands right now. Really look at them. Because somewhere between 60 and now, they started telling a story you didn't ask them to tell. The skin changed. The spots appeared. The strength shifted. And maybe you've accepted it. Maybe you've made peace with it. But what if I told you that some people at 70, 80, even 90, they still look at their hands and see possibility? They still move through the world with a lightness that shouldn't be possible at their age. Not because of genetics, not because they won the lottery, but because they know something about aging that most people never discover. They know that staying young after 60 isn't about fighting time. It's about understanding how your body actually works, what it actually needs, how to work with it instead of against it. And here's what shocked me most when I started researching this. The people who age the slowest, who stay vibrant and clear and mobile and alive, they're not doing anything extreme. They're not spending hours in the gym. They're not buying expensive supplements or obsessing over every calorie. They've just learned 7 daily habits. Small things, ordinary things, things that seem almost too simple to matter. But they do. They matter more than you think. And I'm going to walk you through every single one today. Because you deserve to know. You deserve to have a 60 that actually feels like 60, not like 80. Stay with me. Let me start with something so simple, you might dismiss it. Light. Morning light. Specifically, your relationship with it in the first hour after you wake up. I know what you're thinking. How could light possibly be the foundation of staying young? That seems too easy, too obvious. But stay with me, because this is where everything else builds from. Your body is operating on a clock that's about 24 hours and 11 minutes long naturally. It's called your circadian rhythm, and it's running whether you're paying attention to it or not. And every single cell in your body is listening to that clock. When you wake up and immediately check your phone, or stay in dim lighting, or go straight to your coffee in a dark kitchen, you're sending a signal to your entire system that it's still night. Your cortisol doesn't rise properly. Your metabolism doesn't activate. Your energy system stays sluggish. But when you expose yourself to bright light, especially natural sunlight, in those first 30 to 60 minutes after waking, something shifts. Your body says, "Oh, it's morning. Time to be alive now." And this isn't just about energy. This is about every system that keeps you young. Your circadian rhythm controls your immune function, your hormone production, your ability to sleep deeply at night, your mental clarity, your metabolism, your inflammation levels, everything. I started doing this about 3 years ago, and I noticed changes I didn't expect. My sleep got better first, deeper, more restorative. I was waking up less in the middle of the night, which had been a problem for years. Then my energy stabilized. Not the jittery, artificial energy that comes from too much caffeine. Real, steady energy that lasted all day. And my skin, this might sound superficial, but my skin looked different, clearer, more alive. Less of that dull, tired look that creeps in after 60. Here's what's actually happening at the cellular level. When your circadian rhythm is synchronized, your body produces melatonin at the right time. It produces cortisol at the right time. Your cells repair themselves more efficiently. Your skin cells turn over at the right pace. Your brain clears out metabolic waste during sleep that would otherwise accumulate and age you faster. It's like the difference between a factory running on schedule versus one that's completely disorganized. One produces quality, the other produces chaos. Now, the light exposure doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a special lamp or biohacking equipment. You just need to get outside or sit by a window for 10 to 30 minutes in the morning. Cloudy day still works. Your eyes need the brightness compared to artificial indoor light, even if it's not sunny. And here's the spiritual piece that nobody talks about. When you step outside in the morning light, you're not just resetting your physiology, you're also resetting your relationship with time. You're saying, like, another day, another chance, another beginning. There's something sacred about that. Something that shifts your entire orientation toward aging. Instead of aging being something that happens to you, it becomes something you're moving through consciously, intentionally. I had a conversation once with a 92-year-old woman who credited her vitality to this one practice. She'd been doing it her entire life, though she didn't know the science behind it. Every morning, without fail, she'd sit on her porch with her coffee and watch the sunrise. It's not about the coffee, she told me. It's about meeting the day, acknowledging it, being present for it. That's habit number one. And if you only do this one thing, if you only change this one practice, you'll notice shifts in how you feel within a week. Your sleep will improve, your energy will stabilize, your mind will clear, because you've aligned yourself with something your body has been asking for your entire life. You've synchronized with the rhythm that keeps you young. The other 6 habits build on this foundation, but this is where it starts. This is where your body finally gets permission to be what it's designed to be. Alive, awake, youthed. Now that your circadian rhythm is synchronized, we need to talk about something that terrifies people after 60. Movement. And I'm not going to talk about exercise. I'm going to talk about something different. Something that actually works. Because here's what I've observed. People over 60 who try to exercise like they're 30, they either get injured or they quit. Usually both. But people over 60 who move in a way that feels like living, they keep doing it. Their bodies transform, they stay young. The difference is subtle but profound. Exercise is something you do to your body. Movement is something your body does with you. One is a punishment for aging. The other is a conversation with life. Let me tell you what I mean. A few years ago, I was at my doctor's office, and she recommended I start a serious workout regimen. High-intensity interval training, strength training, the whole thing. And I tried. God knows I tried. I went to the gym, I followed a program, I did everything right. But after 3 months, my body was angry. My knees hurt. My lower back was tight. I was exhausted constantly. And the worst part, I dreaded it every single day. So I stopped, and then I made a different choice. I started walking. Not power walking, not walking with a purpose or a calorie goal, just walking. Long, slow walks through my neighborhood. Sometimes through nature, sometimes just around the block. And something happened that I didn't expect. My body started to change, but not in the way I expected from exercise. My energy improved, my digestion improved, my mood shifted. My joints felt better, not worse. And I actually wanted to do it. Here's what the research is showing us now, and it's revolutionary. Low-intensity, consistent movement is actually more anti-aging than high-intensity exercise. I know that sounds counterintuitive. Your brain wants to believe that no pain, no gain, that you have to suffer to improve. But your body knows better. When you do low-intensity movement consistently, you're building aerobic capacity. You're strengthening your mitochondria, which are the energy factories of your cells. You're improving blood flow to every organ, including your brain. And you're doing it without creating systemic stress that accelerates aging. High-intensity exercise has its place, but for most people over 60, it's not the foundation. It's the dessert, not the meal. The meal is consistent, gentle, joyful movement. And here's the spiritual piece that changes everything. When you move in a way that feels good, you're not fighting aging. You're embracing aliveness. You're saying yes to your body instead of no. You're working with it instead of against it. Think about how your relationship with your own body shifts when you do something it enjoys. When I walk through the park, I'm not thinking about calories or muscle tone. I'm noticing the light through the trees. I'm feeling my feet on the ground. I'm breathing air that's actually fresh. I'm alive. And that's what keeps you young. Not the specific movement, but the quality of presence you bring to it. I know a woman who's 73, and she dances in her living room for 20 minutes every morning. Classical music, no one watching, just pure joy. Her body is a testament to that practice, strong, flexible, alive. She's not training for a marathon. She's not following an app. She's just moving in a way that makes her happy. And her cells are listening. They're responding. They're staying young because she's treating her body like something worth enjoying, not something to fix. Now, the specific movement matters less than the consistency and the joy. For some people, it's walking. For others, it's swimming or tai chi or gardening or dancing. The point is to find something that makes you want to move. Something that doesn't feel like punishment. Because the habit that changes your body is the habit you actually do. And the habit you do is the one that brings you pleasure. Here's what I recommend. Start with 20 minutes of something you genuinely enjoy. Every day. Or most days. Don't aim for intensity. Aim for consistency. Don't aim for pain. Aim for presence. And watch what happens. Your energy will stabilize. Your strength will increase. Your energy will increase. Your mood will lift. Your body will start to remember what it feels like to be young. Because you're not fighting it anymore, you're dancing with it. Now we need to talk about something that happens invisibly inside your body every single day. Inflammation. I know that word gets thrown around a lot. Anti-inflammatory this, anti-inflammatory that. It's become almost meaningless. But what's actually happening in your body when inflammation runs high? That's where the real aging happens. Inflammation is your immune system's response to threat. It's useful when you have an actual injury or infection. Your body swells, heat increases, and your immune cells come to protect. But when you're eating foods that trigger inflammation constantly, your immune system is on high alert all the time. It's like having the fire department running at full capacity, sirens blaring, 24 hours a day. Eventually, they get exhausted. Eventually, your system breaks down. And that breakdown looks like aging. Your joints start to hurt, your energy drops. Your skin loses its radiance, your mind gets foggy. Your body accumulates damage faster than it can repair. This is what most people experience after 60. And they think it's just aging. But it's not aging. It's inflammation. And the most powerful anti-aging tool you have isn't expensive. It's sitting in your kitchen. It's food. I want to be really honest with you about something I learned the hard way. You cannot out-supplement a bad diet. You cannot exercise away inflammation caused by processed food. You cannot meditate your way through the damage of sugar and seed oils. What you eat is the foundation. Everything else is secondary. Now, I'm not going to tell you to eat perfectly. I'm not going to tell you to give up everything you love. That's not realistic, and it's not how change actually happens. But I am going to tell you about the foods that are turning back your biological clock. The anti-inflammatory foods that people who stay young after 60 are eating consistently. Leafy greens. Not as a punishment, but as the foundation. Spinach, kale, arugula, romaine. These aren't just healthy, they're literally anti-inflammatory medicine. They're packed with polyphenols, which are compounds that fight oxidative stress at the cellular level. One of my friends, who's 68, started adding a big salad to her lunch every day. Within 3 months, her energy shifted. Her skin looked different. She said she felt like she'd turned back the clock 5 years. She wasn't doing anything else. Just that one change. Fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies. These are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are profoundly anti-inflammatory. Your brain is 60% fat. Your cell membranes are made of fat. And the type of fat you eat determines how well your cells function and repair themselves. If you're eating processed seed oils and trans fats, your cells are being built from inflamed materials. If you're eating omega-3 rich fish, your cells are being built from anti-inflammatory materials. It's that simple. Berries. Blueberries especially, but also blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. These are loaded with anthocyanins, which cross the blood-brain barrier and protect your brain cells. One study showed that people who ate berries regularly had cognitive function equivalent to people 10 years younger. 10 years younger from berries, extra virgin olive oil, real olive oil, not the stuff that's been sitting on a shelf in a clear bottle under fluorescent lights. High-quality olive oil is anti-inflammatory, pro-brain health, and protective for your heart. Nuts and seeds, walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, chia seeds. These are nutrient-dense and anti-inflammatory. Turmeric and ginger, these aren't just spices, they're medicine. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, has been shown to reduce inflammation as effectively as some anti-inflammatory drugs. But here's the thing nobody tells you. It's not about any single food. It's about creating a dietary pattern. It's about understanding that every meal is either fighting inflammation or feeding it. And the pattern that keeps people young after 60 is remarkably consistent across cultures. It looks I want to tell you about something that happens while you're sleeping. Your brain shrinks, not permanently, but during sleep, your brain cells actually reduce in size, creating space between them. And in that space, cerebrospinal fluid flows through and washes away metabolic waste, proteins that accumulated during the day, toxins, damage. It's called the glymphatic system, and it only works efficiently when you're deeply asleep. If you're not sleeping well, that waste accumulates. It damages your brain cells. It ages you faster than almost anything else. This is why people who sleep poorly look older. They literally are aging faster at the cellular level. And this is why sleep becomes one of the most anti-aging habits you can possibly cultivate after 60. Here's what I know about sleep and aging. Most people over 60 have some sleep disruption. You wake in the middle of the night, you wake too early, you toss and turn. You never quite feel rested. And there are a lot of reasons for that. Hormonal changes, stress, a racing mind, physical discomfort. But the reason doesn't matter as much as the solution, because there are specific practices that dramatically improve sleep quality at any age. First, darkness, real darkness. Your brain produces melatonin in response to darkness. But if you're sleeping with light coming through the windows, or if you have a clock radio glowing, or if your phone is on the nightstand emitting light, your melatonin production is suppressed. Get blackout curtains. Make your bedroom a cave, a place where your brain can truly believe it's night. I did this, and the first night I slept in complete darkness, I slept 9 hours straight. I hadn't slept that deeply in years. Second, temperature. Your body needs to be cool to sleep well. Your core temperature naturally drops when you sleep. If your bedroom is too warm, it fights that process. Keep your bedroom between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. It sounds cold, but you'll adjust and you'll sleep better. Third, consistency. Your circadian rhythm loves predictability. If you go to bed at 10 p.m. one night and midnight the next, your body never settles into a rhythm. But if you go to bed at the same time every night and wake at the same time every morning, your body starts to anticipate sleep. Melatonin releases naturally. Sleep becomes easier. Fourth, wind down. Your nervous system needs time to transition from day to night. Most people are stimulated right up until they try to sleep. Screens, news, work stress, thinking about tomorrow. Then they wonder why they can't fall asleep. Start winding down an hour before bed. Dim the lights. Put the phone away. Do something calming. Read, journal, stretch, take a bath, meditate, give your nervous system permission to shift gears. And here's something that changed my sleep completely. I stopped trying to sleep. That sounds backwards, but stay with me. When I was anxious about sleep, when I was trying so hard to fall asleep quickly, when I was frustrated about waking in the middle of the night, I slept worse. But when I shifted my mindset and thought of sleep as sacred time, as a gift my body was giving me, as a conversation between me and rest itself, something changed. I stopped fighting it. I stopped trying to control it. I started honoring it. And paradoxically, that's when sleep got better. There's a practice called yoga nidra, or yogic sleep, that teaches this. It's a guided relaxation where you're not trying to sleep. You're just resting deeply. And if sleep comes, it comes. And most people who practice it report that 20 minutes of yoga nidra is as restorative as hours of fragmented sleep. I started doing 20 minutes before bed, and it changed everything. My actual sleep improved. But more than that, my relationship with sleep improved. I stopped seeing it as something I had to achieve and started seeing it as something my body naturally wanted to do. Now, here's what's happening in your body when you sleep well. Your brain clears waste. Your muscles repair. Your immune system strengthens. Your hormones rebalance. Your skin regenerates. Your metabolism optimizes. All of this happens automatically. You dawn. You don't have to do anything. You just have to sleep. But if you're not sleeping well, none of these processes happen efficiently. Your body can't repair itself. Your brain can't clear waste. Your immune system can't strengthen. Your hormones stay imbalanced, and you age faster. I had a conversation with a sleep researcher once, and she told me something that stuck with me. Sleep is the most anti-aging intervention available. It's free, it's natural, and it's more powerful than any supplement or treatment. She was right. People who sleep 7 to 9 hours consistently look younger. They have better skin, better energy, better mood, better cognition. It's not coincidence, it's biology. Now, I want to acknowledge something real. Not everyone can sleep easily. Some people have insomnia, some have sleep apnea, some have pain that keeps them awake. If that's you, I'm not dismissing that. That's real, and it might require professional help. But for most people, the issue isn't that they can't sleep. It's that they haven't created the conditions for sleep. So here's my recommendation. Start with one thing. Just one. Maybe it's darkness, maybe it's consistency. Maybe it's a wind-down routine. Pick one thing and commit to it for a week. Notice what shifts. Then add another element, and another. Over time, you're not trying to force sleep. You're creating the conditions for sleep to happen naturally. And when sleep happens naturally, when it's deep and restorative, your entire body transforms. Your energy stabilizes. Your mood lifts. Your skin glows. Your mind clears. Your body heals. This is habit 4, and it might be the most important one of all, because everything else depends on it. You can't move well if you're exhausted. You can't eat well if your judgment is impaired by sleep deprivation. You can't manage stress if your nervous system is depleted. But when you sleep well, everything becomes possible. Your body remembers what it feels like to be young, because young bodies sleep deeply. And when you sleep deeply, your body becomes young again. It's not complicated. It's just a conversation with rest. And rest, when you finally stop fighting it, is one of the most powerful medicines available. Let me ask you something. How much of your day are you actually relaxed? Not distracted, not busy, not productive. Actually relaxed. If you're like most people over 60, the answer is probably not much. And that's a problem. Because chronic stress is aging you faster than almost anything else. Stress triggers inflammation. Stress elevates cortisol. Stress suppresses immune function. Stress accelerates cellular aging. People under chronic stress literally have shorter telomeres, which are the protective caps on your DNA. Shorter telomeres mean faster aging at the cellular level, but here's what's interesting. It's not the stress itself that ages you, it's your nervous system's relationship with stress. Some people experience high stress and stay young. Others experience low stress and age rapidly. The difference is nervous system resilience, and that's something you can build. Your nervous system has two main states, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic is your fight or flight state. It's useful when there's actual danger. Your heart rate increases, your digestion shuts down, your blood goes to your muscles. You're ready to fight or run. But most people are stuck in this state constantly, checking emails, scrolling news, worrying about the future, replaying the past. Your body thinks there's a tiger in the room constantly, so your nervous system stays activated. Cortisol stays elevated. Your body stays in a state of emergency. And that's aging you. Parasympathetic is your rest and digest state. It's when your heart rate slows, your digestion activates, your immune system strengthens, your body repairs itself. This is where actual healing happens. And most people never spend enough time here. I noticed this about myself a few years ago. I was always slightly anxious, always slightly on edge, always waiting for something to go wrong. And my body reflected that. My skin was dull, my energy was inconsistent, I looked tired all the time. I wasn't sleeping well because my nervous system was activated at night. I wasn't digesting well because my body was in fight or flight. I wasn't healing because I was never in a state where healing could happen. So I made a decision I was going to deliberately spend time in parasympathetic activation every single day. And it changed everything. Here's what I started doing. Deep breathing. Specifically extending the exhale longer than the inhale. When you breathe in for a count of 4 and out for a count of 6, you're literally signaling to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. I started doing this for just 5 minutes in the morning. 5 minutes. And within a week, I noticed I was calmer throughout the day. Within a month, people were commenting that I seemed more at peace. It's not magic, it's physiology. Your vagus nerve, which controls your parasympathetic nervous system, responds directly to your breath pattern. Slow exhales activate it. Fast breathing activates sympathetic. It's that simple. Second, I started practicing what I call sacred rest. Not sleep, not meditation necessarily. Just intentional rest. Sitting quietly without my phone, without music, without stimulation, just being present with myself for 10 or 15 minutes. It sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. Most people never do this. We're always doing something, always consuming something, always being stimulated. But your nervous system needs periods of genuine rest to recover. So I created a practice every afternoon for 15 minutes. I sit in a comfortable chair, close my eyes, and just rest. No goal, no meditation technique, just rest. And it's transformed my entire nervous system. My baseline anxiety dropped. My sleep improved. My digestion improved. My energy stabilized. Third, I started paying attention to what activates my nervous system. Certain news sources, certain people, certain activities. I got intentional about limiting exposure to things that keep me in fight or flight. Not to be ignorant, not to be avoidant, but to protect my nervous system from unnecessary activation. Because your nervous system can only handle so much activation before it wears out. And when it wears out, you age rapidly. Fourth, I started moving my body in ways that calm my nervous system. Not intense exercise, gentle movement, stretching, walking, tai chi, yoga. These practices activate your parasympathetic nervous system while you're moving. They're doing double duty. You're getting the benefits of movement and the benefits of nervous system activation. Fifth, I became intentional about my social connections. Loneliness activates stress, disconnection activates stress. But meaningful connection, real connection, calms your nervous system. I started spending more time with people I genuinely enjoy. I started having deeper conversations. I started being more vulnerable. And my nervous system responded. It felt safer. It relaxed more. Because your nervous system is social, it's designed to relax in the presence of other calm nervous systems. This is called co-regulation, and it's one of the most powerful healing tools available. Now, here's what's happening at the cellular level when you activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Your body prioritizes repair over survival. Your immune system strengthens. Your digestion improves. Your hormones balance. Your brain clears. Your inflammation decreases. All of this happens automatically when your nervous system feels safe. And when your nervous system is calm, your cells are young. I know a woman who's 71, and she looks 15 years younger than her actual age. When I asked her what her secret was, she said something simple. I stopped letting the world stress me out. I protect my peace like it's the most valuable thing I own. Because it is. And she's right, your nervous system health is the foundation of your physical health. You can eat perfectly and exercise perfectly. But if your nervous system is in constant fight or flight, you're still aging rapidly. But if you calm your nervous system, everything else becomes easier. Your body naturally makes better choices. Your energy stabilizes. Your hormones balance, your cells repair efficiently. Here's my recommendation for this habit. Start with breath work, just 5 minutes a day. Breathe in for 4 counts, out for 6 counts. That's it. Do this every morning and watch what shifts. Your entire nervous system will start to recalibrate. Then add a practice of sacred rest. 15 minutes somewhere quiet with no stimulation, just you and your breath. Then notice what activates your nervous system and get intentional about limiting those things. And finally, invest in your relationships. Connect with people who calm you. Be vulnerable. Be real. Let your nervous system feel safe in the presence of others, because safety is what allows your body to heal. Safety is what allows your cells to be young. And creating safety in your nervous system is one of the most anti-aging things you can possibly do. This is a habit 5, and it's the bridge between the physical practices and the deeper spiritual transformation that happens when you truly start to age well. Because aging well isn't just about your body, it's about your entire being. Your mind, your nervous system, your spirit. And when you calm your nervous system, all of those things align. And in that alignment, something remarkable happens. You start to feel young again, not because you look different, but because you feel different. You feel at peace. And peace, my friend, is the ultimate anti-aging medicine. Let me explain what hormesis actually is, because this concept changed my understanding of aging completely. Hormesis is when a small amount of stress triggers your body's repair mechanisms and makes you stronger. It's like lifting weights. You create a small amount of damage to your muscle fibers, and your body repairs them stronger than before. But hormesis goes way deeper than that. It affects your entire cellular system. When you expose your body to controlled stress, your cells activate something called heat shock proteins. These are literally repair proteins that fix damaged cells throughout your body. Heat shock proteins reduce inflammation. They improve mitochondrial function. They protect your brain. They strengthen your immune system. They make you younger at the cellular level. And the way you activate them is through practices that create brief, manageable stress. Cold exposure is one of the most powerful. I know this sounds intense, but stay with me. A cold plunge, or even just finishing your shower with 30 seconds of cold water, triggers heat shock protein production. Within a few weeks of doing this regularly, people report better energy, clearer skin, improved mood, and better sleep. Why? Because your cells are being challenged in a way that makes them stronger. I started with just cold showers, 30 seconds at the end of my regular shower. The first week it was uncomfortable, my body resisted. But by week 2, something shifted. I started to crave it. And the benefits were undeniable. My energy became more stable, my skin looked clearer, my mood lifted. And I realized I wasn't just getting healthier, I was getting younger. Heat exposure works similarly. A sauna or even a hot bath triggers heat shock proteins. Many cultures have used this for centuries. Finnish saunas, Japanese hot springs, Russian banyas. And the research confirms what these cultures always knew. Regular heat exposure is profoundly anti-aging. Fasting is another form of hormetic stress. When you go without food for a period of time, your body activates cellular cleaning mechanisms called autophagy. Autophagy literally means self-eating. Your cells break down damaged components and recycle them. It's like your body's cleaning and repair system. I'm not talking about extreme fasting, just intermittent fasting. Eating within an 8 or 10-hour window instead of grazing all day. Many people naturally do this by skipping breakfast and eating lunch and dinner. When you give your body a 14 to 16-hour fasting window regularly, autophagy activates, and the results are remarkable. Clearer thinking, better energy, clearer skin, reduced inflammation. Intense movement, when done occasionally, is also hormetic stress. Not chronic intense exercise, that's just stress. But occasional high-intensity sessions activate your body's repair mechanisms in a way that gentle movement doesn't. Maybe once a week, you do something that gets your heart rate up. Sprinting, swimming hard, dancing intensely. Brief, challenging, then recovery. That contrast is what triggers the adaptation. Now here's the key that most people miss. Hormesis only works if you recover properly. If you're always stressed, always pushing, always in a state of activation, that's not hormesis. That's just chronic stress. But if you stress your body briefly and then recover deeply, that's when the magic happens. That's when your cells rebuild stronger. That's when you get younger. This is why all the previous habits matter so much. The sleep, the nervous system calm, the anti-inflammatory food. These are your recovery tools. Without them, hormesis becomes just another form of stress. But with them, hormesis becomes a fountain of youth. I started incorporating all of this about 3 years ago. Cold showers, regular sauna, intermittent fasting, occasional intense movement, all within a framework of deep sleep, calm nervous system, and anti-inflammatory nutrition. And the transformation was undeniable. I literally look younger now than I did 5 years ago, not because of surgery or supplements or skincare products, but because my cells are younger. because I'm activating the repair mechanisms that most people never touch, because I'm stressing my body in ways that make it stronger. And then I'm recovering in ways that allow that strength to solidify. This is habit 6. And it's where the real magic of staying young. Before I take you through the final 2 habits, I need to pause and acknowledge something. If you're still here with me, watching this entire journey, that tells me you're serious about this. You're not looking for a quick fix. You're not seeking another empty promise about staying young. You're genuinely willing to transform how you age. And I want to invite you into our community. Subscribe to this channel because we're building something here for people like you. People who understand that true anti-aging isn't about denial or desperation. It's about wisdom. It's about working with your body instead of against it. Hit that subscribe button. Join us. Now, something I've noticed over the years. The people who truly transform their aging don't do it alone. They find community. They find people who are also committed to aging well. And together they lift each other up. That's what we're creating here. A space where you don't have to figure this out by yourself. So stay with us. Bring your real questions. Tell us what's working for you. Be honest about what's hard. Because your voice matters here. Now let me take you to habit 6. Because we're getting into the territory where everything you've built so far comes together. The light exposure, the movement, the anti-inflammatory food, the deep sleep, calm nervous system, all of that has been preparing your body for something deeper, for actual cellular regeneration. And habit 6 is where you unlock that. It's called stress hormesis, and it's one of the most powerful anti-aging mechanisms in your body. But most people are afraid of it because it requires stepping into discomfort intentionally. Not the chronic stress that ages you, but acute stress that makes you stronger. It's the difference between being trapped in a burning building and doing a cold plunge. One ages you. The other rejuvenates you. And this is the habit that separates people who just age well from people who actually get younger as they get older. Let me explain what hormesis actually is, because this concept changed my understanding of aging completely. Hormesis is when a small amount of stress triggers your body's repair mechanisms and makes you stronger. It's like lifting weights. You create a small amount of damage to your muscle fibers, and your body repairs them stronger than before. But hormesis goes way deeper than that. It affects your entire cellular system. When you expose your body to controlled stress, your cells activate something called heat shock proteins. These are literally repair proteins that fix damaged cells throughout your body. Heat shock proteins reduce inflammation, they improve mitochondrial function, they protect your brain, they strengthen your immune system, they make you younger at the cellular level. And the way you activate them is through practices that create brief, manageable stress. Cold exposure is one of the most powerful. I know this sounds intense, but stay with me. A cold plunge, or even just finishing your shower with 30 seconds of cold water, triggers heat shock protein production. Within a few weeks of doing this regularly, people report better energy, clearer skin, improved mood, and better sleep. Why? Because your cells are being challenged in a way that makes them stronger. I started with just cold showers, 30 seconds at the end of my regular shower. The first week was uncomfortable, my body resisted. But by week 2, something shifted. I started to crave it. And the benefits were undeniable. My energy became more stable, my skin looked clearer, my mood lifted. And I realized I wasn't just getting healthier, I was getting younger. Heat exposure works similarly. A sauna or even a hot bath triggers heat shock proteins. Many cultures have used this for centuries. Finnish saunas, Japanese hot springs, Russian banyas. And the research confirms what these cultures always knew. Regular heat exposure is profoundly anti-aging. Fasting is another form of hormetic stress. When you go without food for a period of time, your body activates cellular cleaning mechanisms called autophagy. Autophagy literally means self-eating. Your cells break down damaged components and recycle them. It's like your body's cleaning and repair system. I'm not talking about extreme fasting, just intermittent fasting. Eating within an 8 or 10 hour window instead of grazing all day. Many people naturally do this by skipping breakfast and eating lunch and dinner. When you give your body a 14 to 16 hour fasting window regularly, autophagy activates, and the results are remarkable. Clearer thinking, better energy, clearer skin, reduced inflammation. Intense movement, when done occasionally, is also hormetic stress. Not chronic intense exercise, that's just stress. But occasional high-intensity sessions activate your body's repair mechanisms in a way that gentle movement doesn't. Maybe once a week, you do something that gets your heart rate up. Sprinting, swimming hard, dancing intensely, brief, challenging, then recovery. That contrast is what triggers the adaptation. Now, here's the key that most people miss. Hormesis only works if you recover properly. If you're always stressed, always pushing, always in a state of activation, that's not hormesis. That's just chronic stress. But if you stress your body briefly and then recover deeply, that's when the magic happens. That's when your cells rebuild stronger. That's when you get younger. This is why all the previous habits matter so much. The sleep, the nervous system calm, the anti-inflammatory food. These are your recovery tools. Without them, hormesis becomes just another form of stress. But with them, hormesis becomes a fountain of youth. I started incorporating all of this about 3 years ago. Cold showers, regular sauna, intermittent fasting, occasional intense movement, all within a framework of deep sleep, calm nervous system, and anti-inflammatory nutrition. And the transformation was undeniable. I literally look younger now than I did 5 years ago. Not because of surgery or supplements or skincare products, but because my cells are younger. Because I'm activating the repair mechanisms that most people never touch. Because I'm stressing my body in ways that make it stronger. And then I'm recovering in ways that allow that strength to solidify. This is habit 6. And it's where the real magic of staying young. Let me tell you about a moment that changed everything for me. I was 62 years old. I was doing all the things. The light exposure, the movement, the clean food, the sleep, the nervous system work, the hormetic stress. And I looked good. I felt good. My energy was stable, but something was still missing. I was doing all these things for the right reasons, but there was still a subtle strain underneath it all. A sense that I was performing wellness instead of living it. And then one morning, I was on my walk, just a regular walk through my neighborhood. And I stopped. I actually stopped walking and just stood there. And I noticed everything. The light through the trees, the way my body felt moving through space, the fact that I could move, that I was alive, that my heart was beating and my lungs were breathing and my legs were strong enough to carry me. And I started crying. Not sad crying, grateful crying. Because I realized something in that moment. The real secret to staying young after 60 isn't any single habit. It's the practice of presence. It's remembering every single day that you're alive, that your body is a miracle, that the fact that you can move, breathe, think, feel, it's not something to take for granted. This is habit 7, and it's the one that makes all the others matter. It's called intentional gratitude, but it's not the toxic positivity kind where you pretend everything is fine. It's the real kind, the kind where you notice what's actually working. I started a practice every morning before I do anything else. I spend 2 minutes noticing my feet on the ground, my breath moving in and out, the fact that I woke up, and I say thank you. Not to anyone in particular, just thank you. And something shifted. The morning light became more vivid. The food tasted better. The movement felt more joyful. The sleep felt more restorative. Because I was actually present for my own life. I wasn't just going through the motions of staying young. I was actually experiencing being young. And that experience, that presence, that gratitude, it's what really keeps you young. Because aging happens when you're not present, when you're lost in regret about the past or anxiety about the future. But when you're fully present, when you're actually alive in your own life, time moves differently. And your body reflects that. People who are present, who are grateful, who are engaged with their own aliveness, they age differently. They have a light in their eyes, a vitality, a presence. And it has nothing to do with their skin or their body fat percentage. It has everything to do with how much they're actually inhabiting their own life. So here's what I want you to do. Starting today, pick one moment, just one. Your morning coffee, your afternoon walk, your evening meal, and be completely present for it. Not thinking about what comes next. Not scrolling. Not distracted. Just there. Notice the temperature, the taste, the light, the feeling of being alive. And say thank you. That's it. That's habit 7. And when you do this regularly, something remarkable happens. All the other habits start to feel like gifts instead of obligations. Your body starts to feel like a home instead of a project. And staying young stops being something you have to do. It becomes something you get to do. It becomes an expression of love for the one life you have. Now let me wrap all 7 habits together. Morning light, intentional movement, anti-inflammatory food, deep sleep, nervous system calm, hormetic stress, intentional gratitude. These are the 7 daily habits that keep people young after 60. Not because of any single one, but because of how they work together. Light synchronizes your circadian rhythm, which allows everything else to work better. Movement oxygenates your cells and activates repair. Food provides the building blocks for cellular renewal. Sleep is where the actual repair happens. Nervous system calm allows your body to prioritize healing. Hormetic stress activates your body's repair mechanisms. And gratitude makes you present enough to actually experience the benefits. Together, they create a system a lifestyle, a way of being. And in that system, aging slows down, not because, and in that system, aging slows down, not because you're fighting it, but because you're working with your body's natural design. You're giving it what it actually needs. And when you give your body what it needs, it responds, it gets younger. I want to leave you with this image. There's a woman I know. She's 64. She moves like she's 40. Her skin glows. Her energy is stable. Her mind is clear. And when I asked her what her secret was, she said something simple. I stopped trying to stay young. I started trying to stay alive. And that's the shift. That's everything. Because the moment you stop fighting aging and start embracing aliveness, everything changes. Your body stops being the enemy. It becomes your partner. Your age stops being something to hide. It becomes something to honor. And your life stops being something you're trying to get back to. It becomes something you're fully present for. Right now, in this moment, in this body, at this age, with all the wisdom you've earned and all the beauty that comes from having lived. That's what staying young after 60 actually is. It's not about erasing your age. It's about embodying your aliveness. And the 7 habits I've shared with you today, they're the map. They're the daily practices that create the conditions for that embodied aliveness. So here's what I want from you. Pick one habit, just one. Start there. Maybe it's morning light. Maybe it's a cold shower. Maybe it's intentional gratitude. Pick the one that calls to you and commit to it for 1 week, just 1 week. Notice what shifts. Feel the change in your body, in your energy, in your mind. And then when you're ready, add another. Don't try to do all 7 at once. That's not how change happens. Change happens through small, consistent choices. 1 habit at a time, 1 day at a time. Suddenly, you look in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself. Not because you look different, but because you feel so much more like yourself. So much more alive, so much more young. Now, before you go, I need something from you. Subscribe to this channel. Because this conversation doesn't end here. We're going deeper. We're exploring more. We're building a community of people who understand that aging well is a spiritual practice. Share this video with 5 people who need to hear it. Someone you love, someone who's struggling with how they're aging, someone who's forgotten what it feels like to be young. Give them this map, give them this permission, and leave a comment, a real one. Tell me where you are in your aging journey. What habit are you most excited to try? What's been your biggest challenge with aging? What should we explore in the next video? Your voice matters here. Your story matters here. Because you're not alone in this. There are thousands of us over 50 choosing aliveness over resignation, choosing presence over regret, choosing to stay young, not by fighting time, but by honoring life. That's the real secret. And now you know it too. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for caring enough about your own aliveness to listen all the way through. That care, that commitment to yourself. That's where real change begins. So go. Start with 1 habit. Be present for 1 moment. Say thank you for being alive, and watch what happens. Your body is waiting to remember what it feels like to be young. Your spirit is waiting to remember what it feels like to be alive. And your life is waiting for you to show up for it, fully, presently, gratefully. That's the 7th habit. That's the secret. That's what keeps people young after 60. Not perfection, not performance, but presence. Welcome home to your own aliveness. I'll see you in the next conversation.